Hey guys, as always, thanks for stopping by. I'm not happy. And I don't think any of y'all that are plugged in will be happy about this either. It's been a crazy week. This video is going to be incomplete, but I want to go through some things, especially what's going on this week, and then really look at it through the lens of some things that I just cannot believe what's gone on. Again, I'm not happy. Let me work through some things. I'll get to it. And I do want to hear your opinions, but this is not going well, and we need to talk about it right now. So buckle up, here we go. Hey, today's episode is brought to you by my friends over at Secure-It Gun Storage. Now, they do a ton, from cabinets to ultralight safes to gun walls, and I've been using their Agile system now for over 3 years, and I love it. I've got 2 Agiles, and they're fantastic. I moved this summer, some of y'all know that, and the move was so easy because of that Agile system, and I was able to move my own gun storage system myself. They're safe, they're secure, they're reliable, and they're built like a tank, so check out more when you head over to secureitgunstorage.com. Big thank you to those folks. And years ago, literally, and y'all have seen this, I've shown them to you before, I paid full retail for their products, and I love them. And then when they asked if they could support this, I said, yepper. So there's a link below. Check them out. I trust them. They work great. They really do. So it's a good fit. Hope you do check them out. Cool stuff. All right, to each of y'all, thank you for every thumbs up. Y'all crush it all the time. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, that's cool as well. All right, this is going to be incomplete. And there's a lot going on in the Middle East right now. And I want to say very clearly 2 things. 1, this is going to be incomplete. I'm not covering all of it. There's a lot out there. 2, I know that we had a lot of servicemen and women that have laid down their lives, as well as contractors and civilians. It's a lot. Like, there is a lot that have died in the last 20 years fighting for that place. And because I'm not going to go through all of that, I don't want to diminish that. I just want to acknowledge that there's more to this conversation. So I want to say very clearly it's incomplete. And I know I just don't want to, act like I'm glossing over what's going on in the last 20 years, but it is bad. It's historic what's going on. I think there's going to be implications for the next decades moving forward because of the child sniffer's policies. And he's, it's funny to make fun of him and call him this and call him a child sniffer, and his son's, looking for Parmesan cheese to smoke. Ha ha, his laptop, ha ha. But at the end of the day, these are the people that are making policies that affect lives, like millions of lives. Moreover, there are kids, today that are sitting in high school that may end up at war because of this. And we have American kids that may end up having to go overseas because we have an incompetent dolt whose mental capacities are certainly compromised, and a country that's being run by the DNC and a geriatric, mumbling nitwits handlers. And I'm not being snarky, I'm not trying to be funny. That is where we're at, and I'm not happy about that. So I think I wrote this words down: massive global consequences. Yeah, duh, Johnny. Yeah, I know that. All right, 3 things that I want to talk to you about my opinions. First is this: what we've learned this week is that when they took over the country, the first thing they did was disarm the populace. And we've seen reports on that. Now, it's really hard to trust a lot of the reports that come out of the Middle East, but they disarmed. It's the first thing they did. That is law. Every totalitarian regime, they all disarm immediately. It's what they do. Hey, we're going to now keep you safe, so give up your Rudy Tooties. And that's a mess. And I think it's good for us to watch very carefully and pay attention to that. Take note. It's what they do. Number 2, the Daily Wire. A lot of folks have talked about this. Daily Wire had an interesting article talking about the extent of the weapons that we left there. And part of it is the Afghan National Army, but we're the ones that equip and train them as well. But it's a lot. Billions. I don't think it's into the trillions yet, but billions and billions of dollars of equipment just left there. That's complicated. And thirdly, it looks like those that watch this are saying that Chipman is now probably going to be off the table because of that bumbling child sniffer's dirty old man's decisions, because he has faltered so hard this week in the Middle East that they're not even going to touch Chipman. They're just going to pull him off the table and make it go away. You know, I don't want to say that's good news, because at what cost did that take place? But sort of good news. So it looks like Chipman's going to be off the table. All right, here's the point of this video is, one, I did really want to get that onto your radar, that they're doing a disarmament of the populace, of the civilians. But also, here's the reason, the big one is what I'm upset about. And part of me is just cynical. It really is. But several things. First is follow the money. This is just cynical. But they are going to, and I think it's the reason that the DNC is having the media follow this so closely, is they're going to get the war machine, the whole complex built back up, because folks and the lobbyists in DC and the politicians in DC make bazillions off of this. And it's not ha ha ha, they make money off this. No, they're going to make a lot off of your sons and daughters who have to go overseas, because look who ends up having to join the army. It's poor people or middle class people. It's not the ruling class. The ruling class laugh at you. Insert reference about Obama dancing at his, we won't go into it. It's a mess. It's the ruling class. Follow the money. Big picture, again, look at the lesson of the disarmament. And number three, and here's my big one, the reason I'm really, really not happy about it, is billions of dollars of, from Apache helicopters to, all of it, everything you can imagine being used, possibly funded by the CIA, certainly funded by the federal government, and they are fully armed and equipped by us. Yet if I put the wrong piece of plastic right here, I'm instantly a felon. If you have the wrong piece of plastic right here, you're a felon. And yet our enemies are being armed with the full complement of all of our power and might and our technology. Moreover, if you weren't following this, but there is a single trigger, it's a company called Rare Breed that is now being chased hard, and anybody that owns that product, by the AFT. The AFT is now going after them. Yet we have our little enemies owning full auto, belt-fed, whatever they want to own. And yet we're having civilians, our people, with rights, constitutional rights, now being made possibly into felons over which trigger they end up using. So it's a mess. I'm following, and again, I'm not happy about that, because they've got all that. It's not about, oh, I want the toys. Well, sort of, I do, but I want to not be a felon and be able to exercise my rights to defend myself and own whatever I want, and not have to limit myself to, in some states, a small little 10-rounder, if that. It's a mess, and I think it's a bigger mess than it's ever been before. What say you? Leave me a comment right down below, and we will talk about it. I am not happy. To anyone that is against us, from my cold, dead hands. Bye.